Hi, my name is J. Jonathan Lingegaudar, and I'm a PhD candidate at Interdisciplinary Doctoral School of Wuch University of Technology. You are about to begin the admission process for the doctoral school. I've already been through it myself, so today I'll show you a step-by-step how to create an account on the recruitment portal and fill in the necessary information. First, go to the website of the Interdisciplinary Doctoral School. From the top of the menu bar on the right, select the Recruitment tab, and then choose Recruitment for the current academic year from the available options. Here, you will find the most important information about the current recruitment process. Everything is divided into sections, so you will easily find the answer to your questions. Make sure to familiarize yourself with the timetable and the recruitment rules. Now, go to the recruitment portal. Once you click the link, you will be automatically redirected to the recruitment page. On the recruitment page, you can either log into your account if you already have one or register as a new user if you are visiting the site for the first time. Since you don't have an account yet, choose the option to register on the recruitment portal. First, you will need to enter your email. This is where you will receive information about the progress of your recruitment. So, type your address and read through all the data processing, clauses and consents. This is a necessary step. Finally, confirm that you are not a robot and click Send Activation Link button. At this point, you will see a message saying that an activation link has been sent to the email address you provided during registration. Go to your email inbox and click on the link you received. The link will take you back to the recruitment page. This is where you will set the password for your account. The password must meet the security requirements listed below. Note that once your password meets all the criteria, the color will change from red to green. Now just confirm again that you are not a robot and accept the password. Password enter correctly? Great! Now you are looking at the candidate portal of the Interdisciplinary Doctoral School. It consists of several important sections. At the top of the page, you will see 4 tiles related to the personal information you will need to complete. In the corner of each tile, there is a small note indicating that the data is incomplete. It's a helpful reminder of what still needs to be filled in. If you enter the necessary information and uploaded the required files, those reminders will disappear. I'll show you how it works in a moment. Let's start with the first tile, personal data. Fill in the blank fields. After entering your personal details, you will need to indicate whether you have a PESEL number. If you do, enter it in the field that appears right after clicking the toggle switch next to I hold PESEL number. If you don't have a PESEL number, you will need to provide your passport number, its series and the country where it was issued. What if you don't hold Polish citizenship? In that case, apart from providing your PESEL number, if you have one, and passport number, you must select the statement that best describes your current situation. If none of the listed options apply, choose the last one. But let's go back to the scenario where you do hold Polish citizenship. Once you filled in your basic personal information, move on. You will be asked a short question about whether anyone in your family has studied before. Select yes or no. Let's say I am the first person in my family to pursue higher education. Next, complete your contact details. Be especially careful when entering your phone number. If your corresponding address is different from the residential address, enter the correct corresponding address. Finally, provide general information about your health. The university supports candidates with special individual needs, including disability, chronic illness, to ensure you feel comfortable and can study without limitations. Okay, the data is filled in, time to save it. Once everything is completed correctly, the tile will be marked as done, and you will see the message confirming that your data has been saved successfully. Now, you can return to the home page. Remember the small note in the corner of the tile I showed you earlier? Take a look. The personal data tile is complete and the note is gone. Alright, let's move on. The next tile is for uploading your photo. First, you will see the formal photo requirements that photo must meet in order to be accepted. The correct format, dimensions in pixels, file size, and how you should appear in the photo. Remember that the photo must meet passport photo standards, just like the first example in the green frame. All the other images are examples of photos that will be rejected, such as vacation selfies, informal pictures from family events, poorly cropped or blurry photos, low-quality images, are those marked with stamps. You can read the full list of requirements here. Okay, I'm uploading my photo and saving the file. As you can see, a message appears confirming that the file was uploaded successfully. Information about the acceptance will appear in the system after it has been verified. In the meantime, you can fill the remaining tiles. Go back to the home page and then to the tile that contains your education history. Do you still see a note about the missing information? Time to change that. In this section, you will need to provide two types of information. The first and the most important one is the school you graduated from and the diploma you received. The second one is the language certificates. If you have any, this is where you should upload them. Fill in the information about the school you graduated from. Click the green Add Diploma button at the top of the page, then select the type of university you graduated from and then the degree of study information. You'll have several options to choose depending on your education background. The necessary information about the school you graduated from is the same regardless of the study type. Let's take an example of long cycle master degree studies. A form will appear in which you must complete two sections: information about the university and about the diploma you have obtained. First, you will need to specify whether you already have a master's degree diploma or only a certificate of completion. Of course, you must provide the name of the university, city, country, and the date of graduation. The second section to be completed contains information about the diploma, the professional title obtained, diploma number, field of study, date of the recipient of the diploma, title of the master's thesis, city, and the details of your thesis supervisor. Fill everything carefully. Next, provide information about the grade scale on your diploma. You will need to select the grading scale 5-point, 6-point, or another. This information can be found in your diploma supplement. Once you select the scale, a drop-down list will appear where you will choose the final grade, which is on your diploma. Select the appropriate grade from the list. Finally, indicate additional information, whether you hold a high school diploma issued in the Polish education system. If you do, click the toggle switch. The country field will autofill. If your diploma was issued outside the Polish system, select the correct country from the list. Once everything is complete, save your data. At this stage, you can still edit or delete any information. If you completed both bachelor's and master's studies, add the second degree by clicking Add Diploma again and entering the relevant details as before. Now, what about the language certificates? You have one at the top of the page, right next to the Add Diploma button you used earlier. There is an Add Language Certificate button, which you should click. A form will pop up where you will enter the certificate name, the language, and the level. All done, return to the home page. Now go to the tile related to the documents you need to attach to your application. Here, you will find details about the files that are accepted, the types, the formats, and the size limits. The templates of the documents to be completed are defined in the admission resolution of the Interdisciplinary Doctoral School and are available for download from the website. Alright, time to complete the form. Please note that some files are marked with a red frame. These are mandatory for the recruitment process. Other files, in case of Polish diplomas, are not required. For information on additional documents required for foreign university diplomas, please refer to the admission rules in section 5, Required Files. Alright, now it's time to attach the files. Let's start by uploading your diploma. Choose the file and upload it to the portal. See, the icon is now green and the red frame around the table has disappeared. Now the document is awaiting verification. Now do the same with your diploma supplement. This file also needs to be verified. If you are a beneficiary of a Diamond Grant program or have been nominated or referred to the Interdisciplinary Doctoral School by the Discipline Council, include this information here, attaching the relevant application. Until a document is approved, you can replace it freely. Once it's accepted, the system will lock the file automatically. However, if you need to replace the approved file, contact IDS office directly. After uploading all the required files, go back to the home page. All 4 tiles are complete. If needed, you can go back at any time and edit the information. Now it's time to select your recruitment track. Click the button Add Recruitment Stage. Here's where you choose the type of recruitment process that applies to you. You can choose between regular recruitment, recruitment for the project, and implementation doctorate. The information you will need to provide is the same for each track. I'll select the regular recruitment process. You'll now see 3 additional tiles. The first one is to select the discipline you want to apply for. The second tile, you can submit your application once all the required information has been correctly filled in. The last tile contains information about the admission results of your qualification process. Let's start with the first one, selecting a discipline. Click the Add Discipline green button at the top. You will see a list of available disciplines in which you can study at the Interdisciplinary Doctoral School. In addition to the name of the discipline, you will also see the information about the language in which the classes are conducted and the amount to be paid for the recruitment process. Select the discipline you are interested in and click Select Discipline. You will now see the discipline you have chosen. At this stage, you can still delete it and change it to another one. Once I make the payment, the change will no longer be possible. And speaking of payment, notice that the discipline is not paid for, so click Pay button and complete the electronic payment. Once the payment is complete, the option to delete or change the discipline disappears. The icon next to the discipline name will also turn from gray to green. This means the payment has been accepted and the selection is now final. Go back to the candidate portal and open the second tile. Here you can monitor the status of your application, what's been completed, what's still missing, which documents have been verified and which are pending. You can expand some sections to see exactly what still needs to be done in the recruitment process. As you can see, all my points have been completed successfully. That means I can finally submit my application to the doctoral school. Application sent. Now, I just need to be patient and wait for the verification results. Then, interviews will take place within your selected discipline according to the schedule available on the IDS website. The final tile in the candidate portal becomes available when the results are published. Be patient. Alright, looks like it's time to check the results of admission. Let me click the last tile. I see that my application has been verified and I have been conditionally admitted to the Interdisciplinary Doctoral School at Wuch University of Technology. There's also information about my interview results and recalculation of graduation grade. Now, I need to download the application for the admission to IDS TUL generated from the TUL admission portal and submit it within the specified deadline along with other required documents to the IDS office. What if your application wasn't successful? You can contact the IDS office to get helpful feedback or try again next year. I hope the recruitment process is clear to you. Good luck. See you at Wuch University of Technology.
The production of the film is financed from the funds of the Polish National Agency for Academic Exchange within the project titled Improve, International Mission to Promote Research and Optimal Values in Education, implemented by Lodz University of Technology as part of the STAIR program, Internationalization of Doctoral Schools, Call 2024.